Okay, so I'm in between lawns here, and I drove past this yard and this beautiful gumball tree. That's rare for me to say, but you know, just look at the colors right now. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's dropping leaves right now when the wind blows, and so I stopped and I said, hey, would you mind if I clean up your leaves at no charge? And of course they said okay. I said the only thing is I'm gonna film it, but as a lawn guy, there's just some things that I don't know, man. You do it for the love of doing the work itself. Hold on a second, that's my wife. Hey, you, can I call you right back? All right, bye. Now, like I said, I'm not charging anything on this, so I'm not gonna do any bed clean out. I'm just gonna clean up the turf. All right. So, you know, they've got some leaves in their bed, and those are gonna stay. But I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna clean up the turf, just for the pleasure of doing it. And as a lawn guy, you might know that's kind of the easy part, so whatever. Also, I've got a new walk behind parking lot blower that I'd like to use. I don't think I'm gonna use it on this one. I'm just gonna use the 8010. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it as well.
What's up, everybody? This is Kevin. You're watching the Lawn Care Juggernaut. In this video, I'm going to be doing a leaf cleanup. We don't have a whole lot of leaves dropping just yet. We're getting a cold wave coming in this week, and I expect to see some dropping. But this was footage from this past week, and it was just, you know, the leaves were beautiful, and the trees were beautiful, and the lighting was perfect. And we're coming out of a long lawn season. You know how it is if you're in the business. You're just sweating and you're dying out there in the heat, and then at the end of the season, when it starts shifting and you get some nice weather and some leaves dropping, you're just excited to do something different. And it breaks it up and you know, almost rejuvenates you. So yeah, I wanted to come in here and get these cleaned up. I said I wasn't going to clean out the flower beds, but you know, I couldn't pass it up. Once I get started on something, I tend to go, you know, the extra mile and get it taken care of and looking good. So you heard me mention that I stopped and I did this leaf removal at no charge. I did leave them a business card, and I left them a couple in case they wanted to pass them to some friends and stuff like that. But the reason why, one, so I can make a YouTube video for you and something that you might be able to enjoy, and I can kind of tell you some tips and tricks and show you what our setup looks like this year, since you saw what our setup looked like last year. But the other thing is, it's just perfect lighting. The trees look beautiful. It's a very picturesque type property, which means I can take some video and I can use that for advertisement. And I plan on being in your face with my marketing this year, just absolutely in your face. If you're on Facebook, I plan on being non-stop with marketing. I plan on videoing as many leaf cleanups as I possibly can and shelling out quite a large amount of videos, not only as video ads, but just sharing them on my page and YouTube, and hopefully seeing some success, not only with our YouTube page, but obviously in our business, because, you know, that's how I pay my bills, is through our business. And so I see all the time in the comments from viewers that, you know, hey, I would like to get in business. I want to do what you're doing. I don't know where to start. Okay. So what you'll find out is that when you get into business, the fundamentals of business itself are pretty much the same across the board. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in any of it, but I have been able to get a couple businesses started now with absolutely no money. And that's kind of my thing. Okay, with the painting side of the business, we were able to easily ramp that up and get that to $10,000 in revenue per month, and we were doing that part-time. So, and the same thing with the lawn business, you can ramp it up and you can make a good income with it. Keep in mind when you hear revenue, okay, revenue doesn't mean much. It's what they refer to as a vanity number, and it is the top line number. It doesn't show you the expenses or anything like that. So yeah, we were able to do 10 a month in revenue, but we were able to be about 50% profit, which means we made about $5,000 that we kept for ourselves. For me, I reinvested that back into the business. If you're starting a business, I would suggest doing that, especially if you're starting with no money. You're going to have to do that. So what you want to do is you want to go out and get the first job, okay? And how you're going to do that is you're going to market your business. You're going to say, hey, I'm in business. So whether you're contacting friends and family through your phone, and leveraging the people that you know, your power base, or if you get on and you make a Facebook post. And keep in mind, you're probably going to have to make more than one Facebook post, and you're probably going to have to call more than one person. That's part of being in business. You can't just call one person and be like, well, I tried. You can't just make one post and say, I tried. So you got to put yourself out there and say, hey, we're doing this. I'd love to work for you. We are a newer company. I've been doing this, if you have, say I've been doing this work for many years. So you get the benefit of having some experience on your property with the benefit of having cheaper prices, as we are just starting out our business. And I would, you don't have to even position it that way. But what I am saying is that you will get people that want to help out a young business. Oftentimes, when you get into business and you're in the very beginning, what you'll find out is there's a lot of people that you fit their niche of needing. They don't care so much about higher quality, but they need the assistance with a lower budget. And then as you continue to grow your business and you get more expenses and you get a little bigger, well, you're going to outgrow certain types of clients. So don't have hard feelings when that happens. You may have the same clients as when you start the business. It all depends on how you position yourself and how you do your marketing. So when you're figuring out what you're going to do for marketing, there's a thing called a three-legged marketing stool. Okay, so a two-legged stool doesn't stand very well. A one-legged stool doesn't stand if you're not on it. You know what I mean? And a three-legged marketing stool is steady. It's going to be consistent, and it's going to be stable. So what you're looking for is stable. You want to find 3 things that work for you when it comes to marketing, and you want to hit them hard. So for me, when I was starting my business, and you have to consider your budget and what size of business you have and how you're going to go about that. But for when I started my lawn care business and my painting business. So when I started my lawn care business, I didn't understand these principles, but I did kind of jump all in. And what I did was I did flyers. Okay, so I did paper flyers, and I rolled them up. They weren't door hangers, and I rolled them up and I stuck them on the doorknobs, and I smashed them out as many houses as I could. I did Craigslist posting because Craigslist was still a thing back then. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but it's kind of a dead thing at this point. But I did do Craigslist postings, and some word of mouth, talking with people and letting them know. And some people say, well, I only got all of my work from referrals. Well, maybe you're getting all your work from referrals now, but you're not growing. You're not growing fast. And the other thing is, you can't scale referrals up, okay? It's just not going to happen. So you can create other parts of your business, your marketing, and create a referral-based program that scales up referrals in your business. But first, you have to scale up marketing and getting clients into your business. So somebody that says they only built their business on referrals, they're lying, because eventually you had to tell somebody in the beginning, yeah, we're in business. It just doesn't work that way. They use some other source of advertising, and they are miscommunicating it and misunderstanding it as referrals. So, word of mouth and telling people that you're in business and, putting your name out there with your power base is not a referral. That's putting yourself, if you're doing it, it's not a referral. Okay? A referral is somebody putting your name out there without you doing it. So some of the ways that you could advertise, all right? You could use AdWords, blog-based advertising, buying your competitor. So if you have the money to purchase another company, you could go that route. I wouldn't suggest that for the lawn business. It's pretty, well, if you're at a certain size, it might make sense. But if you're in the beginning and you're just figuring out whether you like it or not, just go out and get a couple lawns. It's cheaper than you can imagine to pick up a client. It just takes a little legwork sometimes, knocking on doors or doing flyers, cold call marketing to your power base or businesses or companies around you, email marketing, Facebook advertising, flyers, Google Maps, Google reviews, mass mailers. There's a lot of things you can do. You can do mass text messaging, mass voicemail. All those things will come into play once you have a clientele list built up. So if you're using a CRM, I use Yardbook, which is a free software. I use the paid version, but you might use Jobber or Element or something like that. You need some kind of CRM as you're going into business, and that's a customer relation management software. It's gonna help you take care of your scheduling, track your expenses. There's quite a bit that it does. Okay, text marketing. Social media advertising, so your Facebook, your Instagram, stuff like that. Yelp, if Yelp's a thing where you're at. Yelp's not really a big thing here, but it started catching on. It's just not, I would say more towards the West Coast and East Coast. It seems like Yelp's a big thing, but here it's just not a thing. YouTube advertising, like I'm doing here currently. You could use Nextdoor app, and then you get down to the referral advertising. And referral-based advertising, like I said, when you scale up some other forms of advertisement, then you can scale up referrals. But referrals don't just scale up themselves. So what you want to do is you want to pick out 3 that make sense to you. So if you're a small lawn care business starting out, let's just play a little quick practice in your head. Flyers. Cheap and inexpensive, and you have a low budget. Not a super great return, but all it takes is $40-50 in flyers, and you can go out and you can start passing them out, and you can pass them out all day, and by the end of the day you're probably going to pick up 1 or 2 from your labor of doing that work. Does that sound like a good advertising form? Yeah. How about you're just starting out and getting a radio ad? Does that sound like a good form of advertisement? No. How about billboards? No. You know what I mean? And the reason being is that a billboard is ineffective unless you have several of them, or you're a larger company. And the other thing is you're getting people driving past the highway. Maybe if you're in a little town and you get a billboard somewhere strategic in town, maybe. But, where I'm at, okay, in the Tulsa area, we've got, I want to say it's around 1 million in population in the surrounding area. And it's pretty spread out. Getting a billboard will do nothing for me. Getting a radio ad will do nothing but spread me out. So what do I want to do? I want to do strategic Facebook ads that target me down to a certain area. I want to do flyers and door hangers or mail outs. And I want to be, in your face in these areas. I use sign-based marketing in these neighborhoods. So those are the things that I do. But, I started, and my main source of getting my first 50, 60 reoccurring clients were from doing door hangers, going out and just putting my name out there that way. So at this point, that's what I'm going to give you as far as business goes. And I'm just going to say, check out the Billy Goat. We upgraded it this year. You might remember from last year's videos, we had the cyclone rake. It was a DIY system that, I had built because when I started, I had no money and I wanted a leaf loader, and I knew that it would make my life easier, and it really, really did. And it worked great. And this year, we're coming into the leaf season with the leaf vacuum. I slugged it up top. Still working out the kinks, but it works really, really well. I think what's going on is the way I have this attached up top, but this machine really pulls the leaves through. I'm excited to see what it'll actually do. It shreds them up way finer than my cyclone rig used to. And I think it's going to be good purchase. So it's the 18 horsepower. I got a buddy that ordered the 37 horsepower, and we're gonna try to get some piles of leaves, relatively close to each other, and then just kind of do some comparison videos. Or maybe I'll go do some videos of his and show you. But it makes mine look like a little baby vacuum, and mine's a pretty good sized vacuum. So yeah, overall this leaf cleanup went really well. I was able to blow it all up to the truck. I was able to suck it up. Other than a little bit of the wind, I was fighting the wind. And then as you can see, there's already leaves dropping as I'm cleaning this up. They're dropping real quick. So if you're newer in business, one of the things you might want to do if you have a yard like that is take a picture of the lawn before, take a picture after, and then send it to your client when you bill them and let them know, hey, we were here today. I don't know what it's going to look like in an hour or two if the wind picks up, but we were here. Because sometimes you'll get it's only happened a couple times, but you'll get somebody that says, were you even here? Yeah, I was there, man. So, just one of those things. Look at this thing. It just pulls them right through, no problem. Okay, so right here I leave the leaf loader still on, and I kind of round them up. I get all the leaves out from underneath the truck. One of the problem areas when you're blowing everything to the truck in the close vicinity that I have to get it to my truck because of the length of the hose is that they'll get underneath the trailer to where they're difficult to get out, and they'll get underneath the truck axle to where they're difficult to get out. And then I'm just doing a final little polishing pass on the lawn. But now they're all easy to get to, easy to rake up and vacuum up. And there's inevitably almost always a little bit of debris that you leave behind. But, we're able to get the vast majority of the leaf debris out of there.
All right, that looks pretty good. That's a beautiful tree. Normally not a fan of the gumball trees. They can be a nightmare. So gumballs, sycamores, we got a lot of oak trees, and they put off the the acorns. But all in all, I think this cleaned up great. It was a lot of fun. They offered to pay me, and I told them no, because I offered to do this for free. I did this for enjoyment. Look at them just dropping. This thing will look exactly the same as it was today, tomorrow. But I'm not going to take their money. I offered to do this for free, and he said, no, your time's worth money. So, hey, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, and share it to a friend maybe, or somebody that's in business or interested in getting into business. And hopefully this video can help them. And after enough people see it, maybe I'll get paid that way. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I did this one because I'm excited about leaves. Like, I really enjoy leaf season. It's my favorite time of the year. The weather's cool. It starts feeling good outside. It's a change from the lawns because you get burnt out with just the monotony of going to the lawns over and over and over. And by the end of the year, you're just done with seeing them. You've had enough, you know what I mean? So now we're getting into leaf season, and that's where I have a lot of fun, and it's enjoyable, and you can zone out and listen to music or a book. And it's the type of days where you can work non-stop and zone out, and you'll finish a whole book in one day sometimes. You guys know what I mean. Hey, if I probably talked in this video, and if you didn't like the talking, whatever, thumbs down. Say you didn't like the talking, you might see a mom joke underneath there coming at you. Don't be offended, don't be too uptight. I like to play around. I'm sure you like to play around. I don't get sensitive towards negative comments, and I always enjoy the positive comments as well. So I just want to let you know that if you leave positive comments, that's the kind of stuff that fuels me to make more videos. I really enjoy that. and it really is ultimately the biggest reward for me, is your comments and your interaction and your view and being part of the channel. Because like, even if the numbers of views went up on a video, if there's nobody leaving comments, there's nobody having conversations about what I was talking about or what I did, it just feels, I don't know the best way to put it, less than. It's not as enjoyable to me. So I struggle to get to all the comments sometimes. I do my best. Sometimes I lock myself in the office and I spend 2 or 3 hours just dropping comments. But with the heavy influx of comments, it's different. It's really odd. I didn't expect it. You know, the channel took off and we've got a lot of comments coming in, positive, negative. I got to protect my mental stability sometimes, because sometimes it's like, you know, people throwing punches at me, and the punches are harder to take than the positivity. But I do want to let you know that your positive comments help lift me up, help keep me in the right mindset. And then sometimes I have to protect myself and check out from the comments for a while. I always read them. I want you to know that. If I have read your comment, what I do so that I know I've read your comment is I put a heart and a thumbs up. So if you have a negative comment and I think you're being, I'll probably leave a thumbs down from now on, but I leave a heart and a thumbs up or a thumbs down just to let you know that I read your comment. I took the time and I read every word of your comment. I'm just throwing it out that I value the time that you put in to speak to me. And I know that you value the time that I took to make the videos when you do that. So I wanted to reciprocate to you that I appreciate that and that I am paying attention. And if I didn't get back to your comment, but I left a heart, I did read it, and I want you to know I appreciate it. There's a lot of times that comments make me smile or, you know, kind of have a chuckle or a laugh, and they brighten up my day. Sometimes they get me down for 10 or 15 minutes, but most of the time they brighten up my day. Even when they're negative, I'll get a chuckle out of it. If not from you, from what I think about putting back, and I'm like, Rachel, is that okay? And she says no, and I'm like, okay. Change up a few words. Okay, send. So I get a laugh out of what I say about it sometimes. But hey, you know, go out there, make money, hustle. If you're not in business, hey, sit back, grab some popcorn, binge watch my videos like crazy. I hope that you enjoy them, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, here and here, those are some videos that YouTube thinks you might like. I'll see you in the next one.